more time, fool.
Hey, if you like what you see, subscribe, like, and share.
In the DMV and we work. The podcast is cool, but they not like us. Talking real DC, so what's up? Hey.
What's going on, good people? And welcome to Foote's Tuesday. Foote's Tuesday is a podcast that I put together once I realized that the homies was coming over every Tuesday to partake in some adult libations, like this one given to me by my homie Kwame, as we get lit and we talk shit about basketball. And occasionally we have a guest. Yo, but not just any guest. We're talking about Maryland's royalty, the DMV's finest basketball coaches, as well as its up-and-coming stars. But before I tell you about the star that's here on the south side of Washington, D.C., that's sitting in the big chair, let me salute All Stars Investments. And now, from High Point High School, Eric Poole! Hey! Man, Eric, my man, thank you so much for coming through, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
So, what I do know is that we got a couple things in common.
I like to hear it.
You like to hear it?
I like to
We
hear
were
it.
both born in Washington, D.C.
Yes, sir.
At some point, we both moved to Maryland. And that's about it. And then all of a sudden, I started winning championships in these weak leagues. And you actually became a pro. So my first question to you is, talk to us, man. As far as your basketball journey, how did it begin?
Wow. Shoot, back in the day, I'm not gonna lie, I always tell people this. I started off only playing t-ball, soccer, and football.
Okay.
Because all my neighborhood friends, once I was in Beltsville, Maryland, most of the kids played, soccer, played football. I liked football back in the day.
Right.
Then one winter, I had a growth spurt.
Okay.
Mom took me in to sign up for football again, and they said I had to play with kids 2 years older than me. So, and then they my mom looked at the kids and was like, "My baby's not playing with you.
Nah.
we gotta find a different winter sport." So, she signed me up for basketball, and the journey just started from there.
Okay. So you started basketball there, and it escalated to what? Was it like a middle school program or?
Boys and Girls Club, Beltsville Boys and Girls Club. Grew up playing with some more of my friends.
Yeah.
And then one day, it's Coach Rob Jackson, Silver Spring Blue Devils.
There we go.
He saw me, I guess, at a rec game. I guess I had a nice drop step at that time. I don't know. And he was like, we'd like to have you come out, try out the team. It was the AAU program, Silver Spring Blue Devils. I think eventually they became Nike Blue Devils, DC Blue Devils.
Okay.
They spit out, some really good talent, from the
Like?
area. Roy Herbert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he worked with Roy Herbert.
Okay.
He worked with, who else he worked with? My boy Treon Ridges, myself, of course.
Yeah.
Treon Ridges, Kevin Thompson. I'm trying to think, spit off some names.
The history.
Monroe, my man Monroe, that went to GW.
Okay.
Roger Mason. So a lot of people came through the program.
So.
Chris Monroe.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So once you started playing the basketball, everything else was set to the side.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I continued playing soccer because it was a fun sport for me. It helped me get in shape for basketball. I used that all the way through my sophomore year of high school. I actually still played at a pretty high level, but I decided to push that to the side because basketball was my passion. I started getting a little bit better at it.
But look at what you just said, though. You just said that you started playing basketball. You had a drop step. Who taught you the drop step? You said that you started playing soccer. Who told you that soccer would help you with your footwork and it would help you with basketball? Talk to us, man.
I don't think anyone really told me those things would help. I just felt it.
Figured it out.
I just figured it out. I did have some good role models back in the day that kind of kept me off the streets. My dad was a police officer. Mom was a nurse, so
okay.
They'd always wanted to keep me in things to keep me out of trouble. I had some friends.
You in Maryland, man. What kind of trouble you getting in Maryland? Come on, man. Come on, you gonna talk to us. Let me try to have a real interview here,
It doesn't matter where you are. You can always get in trouble.
Find some
right?
trouble.
You can always find some trouble if you're looking for it.
Okay.
You know, so
Beltsville?
yeah, Beltsville, High Point High School. You know, I think every school has a little section where if you want to find the trouble, you can find the trouble.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I've had some kids that probably should have played on our high school team.
Mm-hmm.
They just they were doing other things that our coach probably didn't like, and just never made it.
Okay, so High Point. Wow. So when I think of High Point, I think of there were featured games weekly. High Point versus.
Yeah, well,
Come on, talk to us.
Hold on. You used to go where? Where'd you go?
Don't worry about where I went. Don't worry about where I went. I'm at you.
But that's what I thought, right? So when he originally reached out to me, he said, "Yeah, Bowie." I was like, "Bowie." Don't get me wrong. You talked about earlier, Damian Owens went there, Milo Brooks. We always had battles against
Who
them.
dunked on you?
No, I don't know. If he did, I'm sure I got him back.
Okay.
He might have got me in college. He might have got me in college. He ended up going to VCU. But we've always had battles with them.
Yeah.
They just never can get over the hump. Now,
you hear the jab. You hear the jab. Okay.
Now, hey, all I did, I didn't talk trash. All I did is I did my work, and then what about my business?
Nice.
So, I mean, the High Point back then in that time, we were one of the top schools in the area.
Okay.
We always had good battles with Bowie. Always had good battles with Northwestern High School. Our nemesis probably was DeMatha. We always went head to head against them. I was actually just looking at one of the clippings I had from back in the day.
Okay.
My senior year, even though we kind of fizzled out towards the end, but we were number 2 in the area, right behind the math.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've had a pretty good program. When I was there, pretty much every year. We won it my sophomore year.
Yeah.
Huh?
Year.
What year? What? From
No. He's old. 90.
Oh yeah.
No,
So I was there. We won the state championship in '92. I was starting the center. The guy that was ahead of me, though, I had some luck with it. He ended up getting injured, and I stepped in and ended up taking over.
Okay.
So
the Magic Johnson effect.
So I stepped in. We had a great team back then. I don't know if you know Kenny Avent.
I'm sure who doesn't know Kenny Avent?
We had Jared Stinson. We had a great squad back then.
Yeah. Kenny Avent, if I'm not mistaken, was all Mac.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had guys from DC in this chair, and anytime you talk about these guys in DC, they're always talking about the inner high. They're always talking about DC public schools, the matchups, the competition. Listen, Maryland public schools had guys that competed as well. Specifically PG County public schools. You're talking about, again, you mentioned them earlier, Damon Owens, a pro. You didn't mention, but you also played against Terrence Clark, who was honorable mention, all Met. Chris Howard as well. Did you play against Chris Howard? I know he was all Met 94, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I finished out in '94. He went to Potomac. Chris Howard. I'm trying to remember his game.
Oh, you don't even remember that, man?
The dude's a sophomore.
Okay.
We didn't really play Potomac like that. I mean, we played against Dink Peters. He was up there, so he was my nemesis back then. Wow. He ended up getting all Met that year. We had a great class, my senior year. So I ended up getting, I think it was third team all Met, something like that year.
Okay.
First team all county, PG County. But we had a great class. That senior year. So
what do you get anything, or are you just mentioned in the newspaper when you're third team all Met?
Just do a mention in there, but I mean, you get the picture for the PG County, all county.
That's got to be a heck of an honor, though.
No, it was great to be mentioned in there. Of course, I would have loved to have been all Met. One of my teammates did make the all Met team, but like I said, there was some some great players from DC on down through Virginia. I mean, you can't pick everybody. So,
Exactly, and that's just my point. I mean, I don't get me wrong. DC definitely had great players, but I also would love for Maryland to be mentioned on the same level. Virginia to be mentioned on the same level. But either way, that's neither here nor there.
I mean, the one, I guess, issue with that is we never got the chance to play a lot of DC school.
Right.
You know, we played DeMatha, so if that was any barometer of, you know, how good of a team we were, I mean, that would have been it. You know, we didn't play Carroll with Kelly Taylor and, you know, Tony Parham and all that. We didn't play against Victor Page. And you know, when they're trying to compare different teams, you know, from DC, Maryland, you know, sometimes, you know, how do you compare it?
How do you do it if they never bumped against each
other?
Right. I get you.
I think we'd have won, but.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. We had a young team my senior year. It was, you know, we had some good younger players, but it was pretty much me and Jared Stinson that kind of led that group. Like I said, some of the young players towards the end. I mean, it just we made it to the quarterfinals. I ended up losing a really good Crossland team.
Okay.
You know, can't win it every year, right?
Can't win it every year, but you won it. The man said he won it. So after high school, now you're Richmond. You make it out there. Why Richmond? Why so close to home?
All right, so funny story.
Here we go.
So back, you know, Richmond played against Syracuse back in the day. I was a huge Syracuse fan back then.
Okay.
I'm sitting there looking at the TV. I'm like, who is this team beating my squad? You know, small, you know, school down in Richmond, Virginia.
Right.
You know, they had an upset before, but, you know, back then it was before I was in high school and really following the game like that.
Okay.
You know, they ended up beating them, and you know, it was on the map now. So, you know, as I was getting recruited, you know, that was one of the schools, and you know, the school was a beautiful school. You know, it was a situation where I could go in and actually play.
Okay.
So, you know, I didn't want to go anywhere, you know, where I was going to sit and have to wait 2 years behind someone. You know, at University of Charlotte reached out to me and wanted me to come down there. A lot of schools in the CAA, but some of those schools had players at my position.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't mind fighting for a position, but, you know, I want to be able to get my foot in and at least have a chance. You know, if you're behind a star, it's tough to get your way in.
I get it, but you know, your career, which the longevity is friggin' amazing, first of all. But you're talking about going to Richmond, and in 4 years. So let me set it up by saying this. People always want to talk about points, rebound and steals, block shots and stuff like that. What was impressive to me when I was looking at your stats, all 4 years, you never played less than 28 games.
You know, God bless, I stayed healthy. You know,
that's so super
healthy. Yeah.
The best ability. You know, and that's attributed to what?
Just taking care of my body. You know, just making sure I ate good. I took care of myself. Got enough rest.
Yeah.
Stayed out of trouble.
You want to talk about the ladies, or you don't want?
Anyway. Leave that one alone. You know, I had a girlfriend at the time when I was at Richmond.
Gotcha.
And that also helped me kind of stay out of trouble. You know, Richmond not being actually in the city was also a good help. Me and my buddies my roommates at Richmond, you know, we always hung out together and did stuff together. So, you know, whenever we wanted to go to a party or something, you know, we all went together. If we wanted to do something else, we just all did it together. So, you know, it was cool enough just to do that with them. Yeah.
Playing under the legendary John Beeline.
Yeah, so our freshman year, we pretty much got thrown into the fire. You know, we were under another coach that was there for a while, Bill Dooley. You know, there was a couple kids that ended up for some reason transferring or falling out of the program.
Okay.
3 out of the 4 freshmen got thrown into the fire. I was one of them, you know, starting my freshman year.
Okay.
You know, we had a great start, big win over GW. and then after that, our inexperience kind of kicked in. We played against some really tough teams, and once you get in the league play, just with any league, it's more difficult. Teams start to know you, good coaches really start scouting you, know what you can do. Exactly. So we had a rough 2-3 years. We kind of turned it around, my junior year. And then that senior year, when John Beeline came in, he kind of came in, kicked in the door. It was like, hey, I believe in you. You guys can go out there and win it. He just believed in us, and it gave us that extra motivation to do better.
Okay. Did y'all win it?
We won the CAA. Yep. My senior year, we won the CAA 28-5, I think it is.
Wow.
Great season. We beat some really good teams. Like any other season, had some slip ups here and there, but we went through the CAA and won.
Like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
Like a hot butter through knife. 28-5.
Then
what happened in the tournament though?
So we ended up. I don't know if anyone else believed in us, but we believed we could do it. So we went up against the South Carolina team who lost the year before. Yeah. So they probably already had some doubt in their mind. Us being spiders, being sneaky and sneaking up on people, we ended up, I think, just like I said, sneaking up on them and just biting them. They was like, oh shoot, they can play. Yeah. And by then it was too late. Yeah. So we ended up pulling out the upset right here in DC, which made it even more special because family and friends, they were there watching and cheering along with us.
And what you do? What your numbers look like?
Yeah, well, I think I had 6 and 10 that game.
See, people always want to talk about the 6 points.
And the dub.
And the dub. 10 rebounds.
10
Yeah.
That's a day's work.
Thank you.
I'm on the glass. That's a good day's work right there.
So yeah, that was my thing coming up through high school and college. Rebounding. I was really known for that, coming up through all my years. So we had a really good scorer in Gerard Stevenson, and some good complimentary players just doing their thing. So that was my thing. Get rebounds, get scores when I can.
So was it a culmination of all the work that made you a perennial pro? And when I say perennial pro, you gotta put an exclamation mark at that, because you didn't just play around the country. You literally played around the world. I mean, what was it that sparked a pro career that would last how long?
11 years.
Jesus.
11
Oh my God. Let me hold something. You got some more.
It's not quite NBA.
Okay.
But it was special. Even though starting out in Sweden, I started out in Sweden. I was the only American in Södertälje, Sweden. My first year out, it was a starting spot. Yeah. Really cold up there, freezing.
Sweden, really? I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah. No, it's up there. Okay. So I was the only American there for the first 3 months.
Is there a rule to that? Can they have more Americans, or do you?
Well, yeah. Towards the end of my career over there, they kind of expanded it.
Okay.
But
it's cold.
So a couple things. When I first went to Sweden, they only allowed 2 Americans per team. So in Europe, 2 Americans per team. I think for tax reasons, they started off with the 1 American, and then switched it off and then added the 2nd American afterwards. After the first couple months. So it was an experience there, being by myself, being away from home. I wasn't too scared to be away from home. Yeah. I had my years right in Richmond, and then just going away was just another step for me, just to kind of explore and see the world. So, Sweden was, like I said, by myself. I had some people there that kind of helped me along. They spoke English there, which helped out a lot. And then, the other American came, and we just had a pretty good bond, and just continued from there. My 2nd year, I was in Switzerland. Wow. Switzerland was cool. it was another situation where it was just the two Americans. We got along pretty well. We had a pretty good season there. I can't remember the exact record off the top of my head right now, but we did well. But I loved being over there in Europe. I kind of miss it. I made a lot of friends. Like I said, I played in Germany. I played in Belgium, Latvia, another cold country. I was in Argentina for a little bit. I remember I was talking to you before about being down in Mexico. The South America stuff is a little different. Okay. They run things a little differently. Gotcha. Sometimes you don't get paid. Sometimes
cartel. They don't make cartel.
That out of all the years I've been there, I think all the when I was in Europe, all the European countries, they treated you well. They paid you on time. They set you up nice apartments and got you a car and everything. That time in Argentina, though, I went down there. They had me in a hotel.
Oh wow!
Yeah, had me in a hotel for a whole month. Then they made me stay at some raggedy house.
Right.
Just around the way.
Basketball more serious?
I would think so.
Basketball wasn't too bad. It wasn't
like
too
soccer.
bad. It's soccer's still the bigger sport.
No, I understand it's the bigger sport.
Right.
It's the same fans.
Yeah, pretty much. They're crazy.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
yeah.
No, they're crazy. you go to some stadiums, they're throwing stuff. It's crazy. So,
you don't mind me asking a quick question? When people can survive, like average salaries ballpark, what is that overseas like?
It can range.
Okay,
It can range.
Like,
So
ballpark.
I mean, it can range. The starter salaries can range from about 40, 50,000 all the way up through 100,000 and more.
Okay.
Depending on what countries you're in. The more professional countries, they'll pay for your airfare, they'll pay for your car transportation, they pay for your housing. Only thing you got to worry about is what you want to spend it on. You want to go out and eat somewhere. They'll even pay for food.
Okay.
Sometimes, in my last couple of years.
Keep your check.
Yeah, basically. My last couple of years, I had meals, breakfast, lunch, and like I said, evening time is for you. Whatever you want to spend it on. Going out to clubs, drinks, stuff like that.
True.
Yeah.
So basketball served you well.
Served me well. Took me around the world. I couldn't have asked for a better career. Like I said, I stayed healthy. It was only 1 year where I actually got injured, where I had to sit out for a little while.
Okay.
Broke my foot when I was in Latvia. I was out for about 3 months. Crazy thing was they made me continue to shoot and lift weights while I was hurt.
Okay.
So I was in the gym, 1 foot, working on form, shooting, in the weight room, lifting. No, which is good though. Most people would just sit out and not do anything. Just wait until something else comes around.
Sit down.
So did you get an opportunity to go into an NBA practice, to try out for a team, or did any of that happen, or were you satisfied or content with your, being a world traveler?
Actually never got the chance to do any NBA tryouts and stuff like that.
Okay.
I won't say I was disappointed or anything. I actually did enjoy traveling and stuff. I wish I played a little bit longer. I think towards
you play every year of your life. What are you talking about?
So as far as overseas, I stopped around 33, and over there they kind of consider you old. So I had I don't know if you know this guy Will Thomas, a really good player out of Baltimore area.
Okay.
He's still playing now. He's probably 38 now, so 39.
James.
But no, great player. So my last year over in Belgium, he started off playing behind me. They call me old man all the time.
Yeah. At 33.
Right, at 33. but it's just like with Chris Paul now, right?
Yes.
How is he now? 35?
He's older than that, I think.
38, 37? Yeah, but they're calling him old, right?
Yeah.
He's
So, I mean...
not old, he's injury prone.
Okay.
That's why. Yeah. Chris, come on. Right.
But yeah, when you get around that age, they start looking to the younger players to kind of replace you, because they're jumping higher. They're not more in shape, but they still have a lot of spring in their step.
Absolutely.
They're not injury prone, like you said. So yeah, they start looking to what they can build off on that, and then they keep players like myself at that time as more of a mentor.
Yeah.
Someone to kind of show them ropes and keep them out of trouble.
Taj Gibson for the Wizards. Yeah, I get it.
Keep them out of trouble.
Yeah.
Even though I was in the club with them just as well.
All the way up.
That was funny. I'm still with her now. I had a girlfriend at the time.
Right.
My daughter was actually born my last year in Belgium, but
Okay.
we went out a lot when we was there.
You met her
had
there,
ball.
or she?
No, she's from this area.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she's from this area, Virginia area. So we have two kids together.
Ooh, thank God he mentioned her name. I thought the man was gonna go without saying her name.
We had my two kids together. Didn't say the name, but
Okay.
but we got two kids together.
But he mentioned it.
But I'm
I'm
sure I would catch hell if I didn't say we're together. We got
Yeah.
kids and stuff. So two beautiful kids. My first daughter was born in Belgium. She is an American citizen because you have to be there a certain amount of years to have Belgian status, and then plus I think you have to choose which passport you want to roll with. So. But that was my last year.
They don't have dual there.
They don't have the dual.
Which one you go with?
Huh?
Which one you roll with?
Oh, American, of course.
Easily.
So after that year, we ended up coming home anyway.
Okay.
You go back often?
I've been over there one other time. We went maybe 5 years afterwards. Like I mentioned before, we still have a lot of friends over there in Switzerland and in the Belgium area, and in Germany. Those are probably Switzerland, Belgium, and Germany is probably the place that we enjoyed the most. It was probably the most beautiful countries.
But you only go there in the summer.
Oh no, we went. Where did we go? We went. Well, Belgian weather is. It's just as warm as it is here, but it did rain a lot. That's
I'm
the only
talking
thing.
about
So she been over there
Switzerland,
in a few countries.
Yeah, even Switzerland, beautiful country. Going in the wintertime is beautiful because of the mountains and everything. The mountains, they're known for the skiing in the mountains up there. They have this place called Lave, where you can sit even in the wintertime, like in a heated pool outdoors. We had some natural, yeah, beautiful views there. Just a nice place. It's expensive as hell, but nice place to really just go relax and.
So currently, the basketball passion hasn't died off, because you still are involved. How are you involved?
We have a company out in Bethesda area called True to From Hoops.
He's still making money. He out with that. He's still getting to the bag.
We started off with another company, but they ended up going under. And me and my partners, I work with a great group of guys. Me and my partners, we still had clients, and we were pretty much face that was showing up, all the time there. So, we still had the clientele. And, after that company went under, we almost picked up right where we left off.
Okay.
A lot of those families still trusted in us, wanted to work with us. Knowing my background and everything, a lot of kids still wanted to work with me.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, my partners, had a good knowledge of basketball as well. And we've always brought in other trainers and coaches that were very knowledgeable of the game, and that would always also, want to give back.
The age group, though, which age group are you dealing with?
We work with kids from kindergarten all the way up through high school. We do get a few college kids that'll come back.
Okay.
A few kids that probably played after college, just wanted to get in shape.
Yeah.
We work with adults too if you want to come in.
I was going to ask about
Wow, did he
want to come in?
No, did he just point at me specifically?
No, I'm just saying.
All these bums behind the camera, but you point at me specifically.
I played with you. I don't know their background. I don't know.
I
y'all can come in.
Championship. That's all you need to know.
How much the classes?
Well, you will work you in. You know,
It's based on skill level.
So see how you like it, and then get you in shape, get you up to it,
Wow.
Look, we need to know your goals, and where you want to take it.
My goals.
You just want to get in shape.
The dunk already.
Learn how to
That's my goal.
play
The dunk already. So the kid the kid that's going to a D1 school or the most successful kid, what's their name? Him or her or?
In the other company we was working with, Darian Atkins.
Okay.
BA. We had some other kids that went D3. This kid named Josh Freed that went to Whitman. They played against Wise in the championship. Great player. But he ended up going to D3. Ended up getting a scholarship there. Got his degree and everything. So.
Oh yeah. You gotta produce.
Yeah. So.
Kids. Yeah.
Definitely proud of that. We got some young kids that are coming along. That's going to be pretty good. So. Yeah.
So we're gonna get you out of here on this DC rapid fire. Your favorite wizard.
Favorite wizard. Now.
Wizard/bullet.
I am a Jordan fan. So
Okay.
I'm going to have to go with Michael Jordan, then I go with Agent Zero after that.
Yeah, but that's not even a bad pick because when he was bumping here, he actually still played on a high level.
On a high level. Yeah. He wasn't the same as he was, and I'm sure everyone's going to say you're riding a bandwagon, but I've been a fan of his ever since, before he started winning championships. It's just, his style of game is just, it was flashy, unlike myself, but, that's something I like to look at.
Yeah.
If you think about other players that I kind of try to pattern my game against after was more James Worthy.
Okay.
I like to slash. I wasn't a great ball handler, but I like to run the floor, get down the court, and dunk.
Come on, here you go.
I'm gonna leave him out of it. He said I never dunked on him. I gotta hit up my cousin Clay. I need to hit up my cousin Clay. He thinks I got him.
Clay on my
Clay
team. Clay ain't gonna get that data. Your favorite mystic.
Favorite mystic. I like rest in peace, Nikki McCray.
There we go.
She was a dynamic player.
Yes.
A really good scorer. Was really kind of hit me. To see that.
She was a number one, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Great player.
Yeah. The most influential person in your basketball career.
Oof. I don't know if I can pick one. Ooh. No, just along the way. A lot of people had something to do with where I came from, where I went. Just starting in Boys and Girls Club, just David Pinchatti, a guy I grew up with his son. Just getting me into basketball and just keep me happy playing and just making it fun. Robert Jackson, who coached my Silver Spring Blue Devils, put me in the AAU and in front of a lot of great talent, not just here but everywhere around the country. My man Kenny Avent, he took me, as shy as I was growing up, he pretty much took me everywhere. Hey man, we about to go over here and bump. You want to come with me? Anytime, it's like, yeah, I got you, Avent. Yeah, but my boy got to play too. So, he always brought me along, with him. Coming up, of course, the college beeline, just believing in us and not giving up on us as seniors, and just putting us out there and say, hey, it's going to come through y'all. Even afterwards, this guy Will Rankin, he passed away. He's been around, worked with a lot of kids in the area. Once again, he put us out there, just kind of, hey, let's go bump here, let's go bump there. So, a lot of those people just kind of, and then of course my parents. They were there from day one. Dad filming over, in the corner. Wasn't following the play half the time, but
right.
my mom and them just kind of, just supporting, no matter where it was, whether it was, high school, college, overseas,
that sport is so important. Your favorite go-go band?
Now y'all gonna kill me for this because my boys were into go-go. I didn't really listen to it that much. I listened to it. I never been to a go-go. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I never went to one. And once again, my parents, my dad being a police officer, my mom being a nurse, and some things that, she'd be like, I'm in the hospital and someone just rushed a kid or somebody to the hospital.
Okay.
From the go or somewhere just around there. So I was you know what? It sounds good, but I just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So
I got shot at cherries. Come on.
Yeah.
In Southeast, he in Southeast.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I mean, I've listened to Essence and Junkyard back in the day.
There we go.
Just name a few things that I've listened to. But don't get me wrong, I can't name anything.
None of the songs.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So I apologize for that one.
Best point guard that played in the DMV.
I was gonna ask the question. That was the fifth
That's
question.
the third question.
Okay.
Point guard.
That played in the
Ooh,
DMV.
and you done play. He just mentioned one that he played with. Good God Almighty! You see, cuz he no loyalty, bro. None.
Hold on, run that back again. You said
The greatest point guard in the DMV.
you said I mentioned it, or who mentioned it?
Oh no! I thought you mentioned your point guard that you played with at Richmond. You had mentioned him, but now I'm asking you a question, a specific question. The greatest.
Well, the point guard at Richmond that I had was Carlos Cueto. He's from New York, but I mean, if for me, Sherwin Devonish was my man because he was my point guard.
Okay,
so I'm always going to roll with him. But point guard that I played against, or just
played
Did you
in
just
the
think
DMV. Might have seen
the
him on
DMV.
TV playing with the Wizards. He might have been a Hoya.
oh, look at him.
Dang, you leading the witness.
I'm giving examples.
Let that man,
He thinking specific.
Right.
I'm trying to think of specifically who you're talking about. Jeez, I mean.
But the reason I asked the question is because DC, Maryland, we known for our point guards. When I had Chris Howard in the chair, he said he was the best point guard, and that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I had a bunch of people say, of course, maybe Sherman Douglas or Kurt Smith.
Right.
Hell,
I love Kurt Smith. Yeah. He could dime you off. He could score. Really good point guard. I love Kelly Taylor but he was more of a scorer. He was more of a scorer. Tony Parham was more of the point guard there.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of some other really good ones.
Some good names that man dropping.
Greg Jones.
Oh, G. Jones, of course.
Yeah, G. Jones. He was more of a scorer, but yeah, he can run 1 and 2. I'm still trying to think who you was going at with the.
I'm just giving examples.
That's all. Yeah, football player.
He's a football guy.
Did you have any Herbo stories? Did you play at Herbo during that time?
Oh, great question.
I played down there a few times. Against like Mike Gill, some of the boys from Carroll. It's crazy. That's where I met my cousin. Talking about cousin down there, Clayton Lee.
Okay.
That's the first time I figured out he was my cousin. I was like, yo, we got the same family together, down there. So
I used to go at Clayton. Clayton was sweet. I used to get buckets. Oh, my bad. It's about you. It's not about me. My bad.
all good.
Yeah.
But,
so definitely, I appreciate you, Eric. Man, coming on here, man. I know you had to leave baby girl's game. Come showing us love.
No, I appreciate you bringing me in. My other daughter, Erica.
Okay.
I didn't have the boy, so I ended up naming her Erica.
Okay.
She's gonna be the next baller. My older one, Michaela, she's more into dance. Very very fast, and she should run track, but she's in the dance. My daughter Erica's in 8th grade right now. She's gonna be the next baller. So hopefully she goes along the same path as me. But you know, the main thing is that she stays healthy, happy. And, does travels and does everything she wants with sports.
So important. Travel. I love that. Yeah. Thank you, bro. Hey, it's Tuesday.